This is a presentation for course BKAIK3043 Risk Management and Corporate Governance, Group D for session A242. This presentation is a group assignment for the risk evaluation on V Fresh Fruity, prepared for our lecturer, Dr. Sazali bin Saad, prepared by Group 1. These are the names and matrix numbers of the group members of Group 1. First, let me give you an overview of the risk evaluation with this executive summary. Be Fresh Fruity is a new fruit shop in UUM with strong potential but faces several key risks that could impact its growth. Most critically, limited capital, staff shortages, and seasonal drops in customer traffic. Using SWOT analysis and a risk matrix, we identified and prioritized these risks based on likelihood and impact. To mitigate them, we recommend diversifying income streams, improving inventory and staff training, and investing in targeted digital marketing. With a solid risk register in place, V Fresh Fruity is well positioned to build resilience and achieve long-term sustainability on campus. Let me tell you a bit about V Fresh Fruity. V Fresh Fruity is a newly established fruit shop located at Varsity Mall in University Utara, Malaysia, and it's currently the only large fruit store operating on campus. It was founded to address the lack of access to fresh, high-quality fruits within the university. In its early days, the business faced challenges such as staff shortages and unfamiliarity with store operations. However, the team quickly adapted and now runs the shop efficiently. The main objective of Be Fresh Fruity is to offer fresh, ready-to-eat fruits to students and staff while maintaining high service quality and operational efficiency. The business also aims to strengthen its brand presence and expand within the UUM campus. Be Fresh Fruity's mission is to provide convenient, hygienic, and fresh fruit products that meets the needs of a busy university community. Its vision is to become the most trusted and recognized fruit brand in UUM with the potential to grow into other industries and open additional outlets in the future.
V Fresh Fruity faces a range of operational, financial, and strategic risks that could significantly affect its ability to achieve long-term success. One of the major risks is the seasonal drop in foot traffic. During long university holidays such as the semester breaks, the students' population drops significantly. This directly reduces their daily sales, increases the risk of stock wastage, and also lowers overall profit margin during these off-peak periods. Secondly, staff shortage are also another concern. V Fresh Fruity's early challenges with staffing expected that future absence or high turnover could reoccur. This would lower service efficiency, affect the customer experience, and also hinder their ability to grow or expand the business. The third risk is perishable inventory loss. Fresh fruits have a short shelf life and can spoil quickly if not sold in time. This leads to increased cost due to wastage, reduced profitability, and also potential dissatisfaction if product quality declines. Besides that, over-dependence on the UUM students is also one of the risks. V Fresh Fruity's primary customer base is made up of UUM students with limited reach beyond that. This makes their business highly vulnerable to academic calendar fluctuations and also limits opportunity for broader market expansion. Next, V Fresh Fruity has also the risk of limited physical presence as they are currently operating a single store at Varsity Mall in UUM. This restricts their ability to reach customers outside this location and limits the revenue growth opportunities. Furthermore, is the limited funding and financial constraint. As a self-funded startup, V Fresh Fruity operates with minimal capital. This restricts their ability to expand, invest in technology, hire staff, or implement operational improvements which will slow down the overall business growth. The seventh risk is competition from informal vendors. Local, informal fruit vendors may sell the similar products without the same overhead costs. They could undercut V Fresh Fruity pricing and also attract their customer base, especially if they fail to differentiate their offerings. Additionally, social media algorithm changes is also one of the risks. V Fresh Fruity relies heavily on platforms like TikTok, Notes, and WeChat for marketing. If platform algorithm change or their reach drops, their brand visibility could suffer, leading to fewer customer interactions and also reduce their sales. The ninth risk is the regulatory compliance risk. As V Fresh Fruity grows, they may face increasing regulations related to food safety, licensing, or digital business practices. This non-compliance could result in fines, forced closure, or damage to their reputation. Lastly, is the economic downturn or inflation. Rising food prices, higher supply chain costs, or decreased consumer spending can all affect V Fresh Fruity. This would reduce their profit margins, potentially force price increases, and make their products less affordable for students who are their primary audience.
Good morning to Doctor. I'm Liang Zhe Shean and my matrix number is 297882, and I will be presenting the technique we use to identify and analysis the risk for V Fresh Fruity. First, we use SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis helps us understand internal strength and weakness and also the external opportunity and threat of V Fresh Fruity. For example, we look at the V Fresh Fruity doing well and what challenge it may face, such as limited staff or funding. Next, we apply the PESTER analysis, which stands for political, economic, social, technology, legal, and environmental factors. This helps us explore the outside issues that can affect V Fresh Fruity business, such as government regulation or change in customer behavior. Lastly, we use brainstorming and interview, where we talk with staff and team members to understand the problem they may face in daily operation of V Fresh Fruity. This helps us discover real-life risks, especially in areas such as customer service, inventory, and demand. Next, I will present the impact of risk to the V Fresh Fruity. First is the season drop in foot traffic. During semester break, when the students leave the campus, the customer number will drop, and this means V Fresh Fruity will earn less and may unable to cover its expenses. The next risk is over depends on the student market. Most of the customers of the V Fresh Fruity are students, which is the both of the strength and weakness for the V Fresh Fruity. If student number drop or their buying habit change, it could severely impact the business. For example, if another shop open closer to campus or student move to online food platform, V Fresh Fruity might lose in main customer group. Without attract more working adult or local residents, the business will remain vulnerable and risky to scale. The third risk are the staff shortage. Running a juice and food business need enough staff for preparing drink, managing order, and service customer efficiency. If there are not enough workers, whether due to limited budget or high turnover, it may affect the service quality of the V Fresh Fruity. Slow service or mistake can turn customer away. Also, it prevents the customer from growing or open new branch, since it cannot maintain consistent quality with a small team. The next risk are the regulatory compliance risk. Like all food business, V Fresh Fruity must follow health and safety rules. If the business fails to meet these standards, for example, cleanliness, food handling, or business licensing, it could face penalty, fine, or even a shutdown temporarily. This not only cause financial loss but also damage the business reputation. Customers may lose trust and confidence, and it can be difficult to recover it. The next risk are the limit funding and financial concerns. The business may face funding challenge. Without enough capital, V Fresh Fruity cannot invest in better equipment, expand its business, or introduce new products. This limits its ability to compete with more established brand or business or improve in the overall customer experience. Last but not least, competition risk from informal vendors. There are many informal vendors or street sellers near the campus who may offer similar products at a lower price. These often do not have the same operating costs as a shop, so they can sell cheaper. If V Fresh Fruity are unable to compete with them, maybe through quality, branding, or service, the customer may choose the cheaper alternative, which could reduce the profit and loyalty of the V Fresh Fruity. In conclusion, if this risk cannot be managed properly, it can hold back V Fresh Fruity from reaching its full potential and may affect its profitability.
This risk matrix provides a structured assessment of the key residual risks faced by V Fresh Fruity based on a 5x5 evaluation scale. Risks are assessed according to their likelihood, from rare to almost certain, and their impact ranging from insignificant to catastrophic. The risk score is calculated by multiplying these two factors, and each score is then classified into severity levels: low, medium, high, or extreme. From our analysis, we identified 10 significant residual risks. Among these, 4 fall into the extreme severity category, each requiring immediate attention. First, seasonal drop with a risk score of 16 highlights the business's dependence on student traffic. During academic breaks, sales drop significantly, threatening revenue stability. Second, inventory spoilage, also scoring 16, reflects the high perishability of fresh produce, especially under limited storage conditions, increasing operational waste. Third, limited capital, another risk scoring 16, represents a critical constraint across business functions. It restricts cash flow, limits scalability, and reduces the company's ability to respond to unexpected challenges. The fourth is inflation or economic downturn, which, though external, is rated almost certain. It carries a score of 15 and can severely impact customer purchasing power and profit margins. 3 risks fall into the medium to high severity range: staff shortages, overdependence on the student market, and regulation risk, each score 12. These risks affect workforce efficiency, market reach, and compliance, respectively. Lower priority risks such as algorithm changes and limited online presence score 4 and 6, respectively. While less critical, they will be continuously monitored. Overall, this matrix helps prioritize mitigation efforts by directing resources toward the most impactful and likely threats, supporting sustainable business operations for the fresh food.
My name is Khor Xuan En and my metric number is 295653. So now I'd like to explain the risk appetite of beef fresh fruit tea. Risk appetite for beef fresh fruit tea is basically low to moderate, and we can see that the left-hand side of this table shows low risk appetite which would not be accepted by beef fresh fruit tea, which are seasonal drop in foot traffic, perishable inventory loss, over-dependence on student market, limited capital, and also regulatory compliance. The right-hand side of the table shows the moderate risk appetite of refresh fruit tea, which means they are accept some level of risk while specifying an acceptable percentage of losses. This level of risk appetite is adopted by organizations that are not open to taking many risks and have mitigation strategies in place in case of a disaster. In refresh fruit tea, this level involves the risk of staff shortage, limited physical presence, competitions, social media algorithm changes, and also economic downturn. After investigating all the risks, here are some strategies for refresh fruit tea to overcome their risks. For seasonal drops, they can promote delivery, pre-orders for break, offer preserved fruit products to attract their customer. For staff shortage, they could cross-train and create SOP to improve the quality of their staff, while for inventory shortage, they can invest more in refrigerations to ensure their stocks can be preserved longer. For overdependence, they could attract faculty, outsiders via online delivery or collaborations. And for limited presence, they could carry out pop-up stores to raise their popularity. For limited capital, they are suggested to reinvest profit carefully, and for competitions, they can do more offers for the customer or come up with royalty programs to catch the heart of their customer. For algorithm changes, they can use multiple platforms and email marketing. They could also seek consultations on food loss to solve the risk of compliance risk. Last but not least, for economic risk, they could adjust the price dynamically and diversity their product tiers like premium and affordable.
Hello, my name is Liang Zhe Shean and my metric number is 297690. Now let us move to the risk register of Fresh fruit tea, which is a tool that we use to identify, assess, and respond to the potential risks that could impact the business operations and also long-term goal achievements. Okay, from the risk register, we have summarized the top 10 potential risks, and there are 4 risks rated as extreme in severity, and their risk score is between 15 to 16. Okay, we look at the first extreme risk ID number 1, seasonal drop due to loss of student customer during holidays, which significantly affect our sales. The risk score is 16 extreme. To manage this, the risk owner, which is the business owner, we propose to add delivery service and off-season promotions to maintain the engagement. Next, we look at the risk ID tree. The second extreme risk is inventory spoilage, also with a risk score of 16. As a fruit-based business, perishability is a constant concern and risk to the business. The store manager will take charge of this risk by improving the storage infrastructure through cooling technology and also real-time inventory system to reduce the wastage. Next, risk ID 6, limited capital for expansions, also with a risk score of 16 extreme. The owner can take strategies like lean operations, reinvestment, and also seeking for the potential funding. Last one is risk ID 10, economic risks such as inflations and lower spending power. The business owner can mitigate this risk through the flexible pricing and also the use of alternative supplier. Next, we categorize 4 risks as medium to high severity with a risk score from 12 to 8, which is highlighted by orange color. These risks include the staff shortage due to skill gap, market dependence on students, regulatory risks, and competitor threats from the cheaper local options. In addition, we also identify 2 low priority risks with a risk score of 7 to 4, which is highlighted by yellow color. The first one is limited reach with a risk score of 6, and the second one is social media algorithm with a risk score of 4. Although this risk is lower in priority, but they still require attention to prevent escalations. However, there is no green zone risk with a risk score of 3 to 1, which is the minimum risk in our risk register.
In conclusion, Be Fresh Fruity faces several key risks such as limited capital, seasonal demand drops, and inventory spoilage that could hinder its growth. However, by proactively managing these risks through diversification, digital marketing, and operational improvements, the business can build resilience. With ongoing monitoring and strategic action, Be Fresh Fruity is well positioned to achieve its goal of becoming UUM's most trusted and reliable fruit provider. That's all from us. Thank you very much.